What's going on, everybody? It is Puck You. It is elimination time. 4 game 6s on the docket. Chat is buzzing. Everyone's pumped. I'm going to give everybody just like full transparency here and just set some clear expectations. This is going to be the most off the rails podcast that we've ever done because I am so pumped for the Leafs and the Sens. I can't wait. It's like Christmas fucking morning. I made you all the talking today. Les, you just take the back seat. I got it. Don't worry about it, brother. It's a Leafs Sens podcast, and I can't fucking wait. Reel me in, brother. How you doing today?
So before we get into the Leafs, let's just recap last night because we fucking swept the board. VIP got it done. Winnipeg Jets pulled through for the boys, turning into a very profitable night. Very happy to see that. Another bacon parlay cashed. Dylan Strome, Washington money line. Can you believe that? What kind of fan am I? I am a Montreal fan.
Traitor.
I had Washington in the money line for the bacon parlay, but hey, the analytics don't lie. I don't favorite Montreal. Oh, they're going to the cup. No, fuck that. The Montreal team wasn't good enough. We knew that. Washington took care of business. Bacon parlay cashed. And we also said the under 6, which also cashed because, I told you on the podcast yesterday, Montreal can't score on the road, especially against Washington and their goaltending that series. So, I tip my cap to my team, my boys. I feel like we got a lot more accomplished than your Devils did. So, and we lasted long in the playoffs by 24 hours. So, whatever that's worth. But anyways.
The amount of games.
Nonetheless, we got a big, bright future for the Montreal Canadiens. You got a couple of young guys still on entry-level deals like Lane Hudson and Demidov is going to be a couple of years. So we got a bright future of lots of cap space. Well, not lots, but enough to go and, fill in some missing pieces. We're going to donate Patrick Laine to the the Women's Hockey Association.
I don't want him. You can have him. I don't want him.
No, you can have him. I'll tell you what, you throw us a case of Gato and maybe a handful of pucks, you can have them.
Still too
Straight
much.
Up.
Still too much.
Yeah, you're probably right. You could just take them because we don't fucking want them. Nonetheless, buddy, we got a big night in the NHL. 4 games on the card, but I think the focus is, like you said, Toronto in Ottawa, game 6. Where do we even start? Do we just start saying like, hey, Les, you were right the whole time about the whole fucking goalie situation in Toronto, but nobody listens to you? Because after game 3, I texted you and I said, hey, what are your thoughts on starting Joseph Woll in game 4?
I thought you were crazy. I straight up told you you're fucking crazy.
Leafs are up 3-0 at the time. You thought I was nuts. And then look what happens. All right, you lost 3-1. Okay, no problem. We'll go back home. We'll take care of it there. You get shut out at home. And Stolarz, not great. Not bad, but not great. And now you got to go back to Ottawa for game 6 on the road in Ottawa, where they just shut you out. And we talked about the numbers of Linus Ullmark. He's only gotten fucking better in this series. He just
big old goose egg game 5.
We went through this. It's clear as day. You have to ride the hot hand, and he's only improved versus Stolarz, who hasn't. So here's the situation for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They don't have a choice but to start Stolarz now. What do? Hey, Joseph Woll, you haven't played in fucking 2 weeks. Go play a virtual must-win in Ottawa. If you would have started Woll in game 4, you might have won the game. It would have given Stolarz an extra day of rest considering he's not a starting goalie up
It's the
until
most games that he's played consecutively is an entire fucking life,
100%.
maybe outside of Pee Wee.
100%. And I can't believe, it's $1 billion franchise and they can't figure that out. You pay people millions of dollars to assess these situations, and we're over here on our podcast saying, hey, this is the wrong fucking call and here's why. And then it goes and happens. How do they not see this? They don't owe anything to Stolarz.
I got to send this over to Chief.
It's like the Winnipeg Jets. They put in all their faith in Hellebuck, which they should, because you owe that to him, because he's a 2-time Vezina. He's got he's been in the league a lot longer. He's been starter forever. You don't owe anything to Anthony Stolarz. You just picked him up. It's not like he's been here his entire career. Like he's earned this. No, he hasn't. Put the fucking emotional shit aside. It didn't work. You should have made a change in game 4 just to get the second goalie active. You didn't. Then you didn't do it again in game 5. And now it's game 6. If Stolarz doesn't have a good game, and let's say Ottawa does win, because this is very possible. The money, Vegas, is moving on the Sens.
Leafs are now plus 110. And that's not how it started.
The money's moving in on the Sens. And what happens if this goes to 7?
When?
You don't have a choice. You have to go with Stolarz, right? You're not going to, all right, Joseph, well, you know what? Or Stolarz lays an egg tonight and he gets the hook. And then Wool gets a little bit of get me back in action. I haven't done anything, assuming he's healthy. Apparently he's illness or whatever. And that might just be a fucking cover up to give Stolarz the cage. But this is an interesting story, especially with the conversations we've had about goaltending in the past week about this. We're right on the money with this analysis. And if I'm a Leaf fan, I'm probably going to text my boss and let him know I may not be into work tomorrow. I might need a personal day. I might drink a bottle of rye, and whatever happens, happens. It's not going to matter because I'm not coming in. My heart is broken.
If you're a Leafs fan, I don't think you need to call your boss tomorrow. I think you have to call a therapist. I think the 800 emergency line is going to be ringing off the hook. I mean, listen, I understand it's fun, right? It's the narrative, Toronto's inability to close out series, right? Like they just can't get it done. The big boys never show up and blah, blah, blah. Let's be completely honest, though. The Leafs should not only win this game, right? But if by some reason they don't, they should 1,000%. But they are the better team, right? And it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. It's even harder to beat them 4 times in a row, which the Leaf found out. I mean, I know the money's moving the Senators' way, but the Senators can't really win this series, right? Like, let's be honest. The Leafs have to. There's no fucking way that they blow a 3-0 lead, right?
The numbers suggest that they don't. And the reason why is I forget the percentage, but I think it's like a 9% chance of coming back and winning in 7 when down 3-0, just because it hasn't happened in, years and years and years. And it's just such a hard thing to do, to win 4 games in a row when your back is up against the wall. And let's be real. They're only halfway there. Okay. They've won 2. So yes, Toronto should pull through here. I hope they don't, because it's going to give us something to talk about. And
great to talk about.
I'll have sweatier palms than I do now. I'm not even a fucking Leaf fan, but I feel for them. I couldn't imagine what they're going through.
Dude, this is how we start our night. This is a 7:00 puck drop. This is where we start. We start here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you just imagine, let me just paint you a picture here, right? Like, could you just imagine if first fucking shift, Brady Tkachuk wins the opening faceoff, goes down the other end, and he catches a centering pass and fires it past Stolarz. First fucking shift. Oh, baby. I don't know, man.
Well,
I mean, it would just be so fucking awesome. So fucking awesome.
I am genuinely stressed out for this game. And I don't like the Leafs and I don't like the Sens, but it's just such a great story. And it's the only team in the NHL that runs themselves into this situation time and time again. They're 1-14 on series clinching games.
Even
So
that
means you've won
alone, man. And I know year after year it's a different team and it's a different team, but fucking hell.
How does that happen?
Do you believe in curses? Because this has to be.
I'll let you know on Saturday because I'm very much looking forward to this game. It's going to come down to Linus Ullmark and the discipline of the Ottawa Senators. That's going to be the difference in this game. If Ullmark continues to play lights out, which he was excellent last game, you can't win if you don't score. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's a fact. And Ullmark shut the fucking door. Now he's back at home. He's been here before. No wonder the money's coming in on Ottawa.
I'll give you a different take here. I don't think it necessarily comes down to, goaltending. I think that this comes down to effort. And there's 4 players on the Leafs that have not been putting that effort. We know about Willie Nylander's lack of back check, right? That put Ottawa up 2-0 last game. I mean, it's, we saw Matthews lose a guy for the first goal. I mean, you put these 4 guys together for a fucking reason. And they're not coming through. So I want to have a little fun here. I know this is the Fab Four, right? But I've put together a little parlay.
Oh boy.
Fab Four.
Please tell me it's not Timo Meier. Timo Meier's not playing.
No,
neither is Jesper Bratt. So leave those out.
He's not available on DraftKings. This is the Flab 4 parlay. And what I'm looking at is Willie Nylander under 0.5 point. I'm looking at John Tavares under 0.5 point. Mitchie Marner under an assist. And Austin Matthews under a goal at plus 1100.
Jesus.
If the world is going to burn and Toronto really is cursed, how does that not fucking hit? How does that not hit? Nylander under 1 point, Tavares under 1 point, and honestly, Tavares is really the only one that kind of scares me in that. Marner under assist and Matthews under a goal. Plus 1100. If you notice, I did leave one guy out. I did leave out Matthew Nyes. Matthew Nyes has recorded points in the 2 of the last 3 games. I mean, he's a hell of a fucking player. I would really wish, I know the Toronto will probably lock him up, but I would kill for him on my team. These other guys?
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. I'm just saying, plus 1100. Take that information.
Hey, you know what?
Do it what you want.
If Ullmark does what he does, it's very possible Toronto scores 1, maybe 2, and it doesn't have to be those guys. So it looks like the Leafs have mixed up their lines a little bit. Looks like Holmberg is getting demoted, and Pacioretty is replacing him. So not really sure how desperate you are to send the old guy with the ruptured Achilles to go and you're that guy. Why don't you just go get Patrick Marleau back and Jason Spezza? You might as well get them, fucking put them in on line 3 too. Well, it doesn't. I mean, I get it. You got to do something because it's not working. But it's going to be a good game. I'm excited. I hope everybody bets on it because I think it's going to be a fun game to bet. Win or lose, I wouldn't be betting your house payment on it because
it really is a toss-up kind of thing. I know the money is moving on the Senators, right? But you got what is our job? Our job is to sit here and work numbers and work analytics. That's the word.
Analytics. You got it.
And seriously, there's no reason no reason Senators win this game. There's no reason Senators win the series unless they're playing Toronto. Just saying.
Maybe lock up the Leafs plus 1.5 at minus 285 or whatever it is, and
unless they pull Stolars with 3 minutes left.
Oh God,
Brady seals it. ENG. I don't know, man. This is going to be a wild one. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for the memes tomorrow.
Listen to Rob. See this guy, Rob. Leafs revenge game. Okay, what about game 4?
Yeah, we won't.
What about game 5? What about those revenge games?
Oh,
okay, you're right. No, revenge game. We're coming out with a bitter attitude. We're coming harder this game because this is a rip. Fuck, you just lost at home and got shut out.
Yep.
We're past the revenge game. That's gone.
No, this is like a saving face game.
This is a don't fold the organization if we lose game.
I can't wait. I don't even want to talk about the other games. I just want to talk about this one the entire time. Like there's three other games on tonight, but who gives a shit? This is the one that I'm going to be glued to. And oh man. It's like Christmas morning. I feel like a kid.
It's exciting because as a hockey fan, this is what you hope for. There's a chance that we have 4 game 7s. Right.
And not only is there a chance that we have 4 game 7s, but 3 of the home teams need a game 7. So this is a very unique kind of setup here, and we can switch gears off of Alex wants to talk about the Caps. I mean, you want to talk about I know we kind of breezed over the Lightning yesterday, but I fucking hammered the Lightning, right? How do you lose game 5 at home? At fucking home. And you didn't just lose the game. You got your shit pushed in, man. And we had our D-Gen parlay together yesterday. And listen, I'll take the L. I know I'm that guy.
Again.
I'm the asshole here. Again. It's all on me. Right? The expert got his. Fucking sports guy didn't get his. I don't know, sports guy. Some mush.
Yeah.
So the only leg that didn't hit was the Cooch over an assist. What did we slammed on the Kyle Connor, right? What was the other one that we had? We had Kyle Connor. We had the Jets on the money line. And
Strome.
And then Dylan Strome, Old Faithful. Dylan Strome came through for us. But Cooch, I mean, that was a weird thing. And I don't know. There's all these weird reports out there that John Cooper's leaving. I don't. That would be shocking to me. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Cooch. But my man was fucked up yesterday. I was listening to a report that he got hit early in the series, and he just looked the entire time like he was hearing footsteps.
Yeah, no, something was off with him for sure. But hasn't had a good playoff in quite some time.
3 seasons.
So is this just one of those guys that, get it done in the regular season against shit teams and puts 4 or 5 points up? Maybe not that many, but and then you go to the playoff time and like, all right, we got to watch him, and he just can't overcome the added pressure, the footsteps, the whatever, and that happens sometimes. And sometimes it takes a series to get going. And unfortunately, they ran out of time. The Florida was the way better team.
Oh, man.
I underestimated them. You did. We all did. Everybody did. All the analysts. I listen to everybody. That's all I do.
I had the Lightning coming out of the East, dude.
I might have too. I'd have to go back and check. But then it's like you see Florida play. I'm like, Jesus, why are we fading them? Why are we fading this team? Like, they're fucking a good hockey team. Like they could repeat. Like, that's how good they are. And you know what? That's a very difficult thing to do, especially since they lost a couple pieces over the offseason on the back end. But you still got the big guys up front. You got in-depth scoring. You went and took care of, you picked up Marchand, who has been significant in this series in more ways than just the score sheet. So it's a tough one to dispute that Florida isn't going to go deep. If they stay healthy and Bob stays Bob, I don't know who is beating them.
Not the Leafs.
Assuming they get out of their issue.
The Sens, maybe the Sens.
Yeah, maybe the Sens. Yeah.
All right, let's get it back on the rails here. Danny's asking about the Avs. We're going to get to that one in just a bit. Let's start off with Vegas going to Minnesota. Vegas is up 3-2 in the series. Coming home, Minnesota has their back against the walls. Very interesting game 5. Vegas pulls it out in OT. Had some controversy in that game. Had a goal turned. It was one of the weirdest goals I've ever seen overturned because the NHL looked at the goal because of goaltender interference, if I'm not mistaken. And then they decided, they came out, right? And the ref was like, no goaltender interference. We got a good goal. And then Vegas challenged the goal, said, wait. Sure, no goaltender interference. But this motherfucker was offsides.
Mm-hmm.
And then they reviewed the game, or reviewed the play, and sure enough, Minnesota was offsides. Ryan Hartman goal taken off. Vegas goes on to win in OT. Now, just another, what a night it's going to be. Minnesota coming back home. It's been all Kirill. It's been all Boldy. It's been all Hartman. Gus gets hurt, fucks our over saves the other day by 3 fucking saves. You can't have all the confidence in the world and say Vegas is going to walk into Minnesota and win, right? Can you?
No, you can't. And the reason is whatever happened with Gustafsson obviously was short term. He's lined
Vegas flu. He's home now.
Maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't want to play in the Fortress either. So, yeah, I'm hurt. Fleury, you go. But it's going to be another good game. Now, one thing I do want to focus on in this game is the over 5.5. We've seen quite a bit of offense in this game. It's cashed in 4 out of 5 when these two teams meet. And for some reason, when they go to Minnesota, things just seem to open up a little bit. It cashed both games at home for Minnesota. As good as Aiden Hill has been, he's been very hot and cold, and he is nowhere near as good on the road. So, interestingly enough, I'm expecting this to be another 3-3 overtime, 4-3, 5-3 open netter kind of game, one way or the other. I haven't really decided yet, but the numbers suggest the over is definitely the play here.
Listen, one of the key things that Vegas was able to put some offense together was that they switched their lines in Game 5, and they moved up Willie Karlsson to play along with Matt Stone, or with Stone and Eichel, right? And Stone got on the board. He got a goal. Karlsson got a goal. I believe it was an empty netter at the end. Or no, that was an overtime. There was a shorthanded goal Karlsson had. And then Eichel had 2 points as well. So that's something that went in Vegas's favor, right? They changed up their lines. They got the right matchups out there, but they're not exactly going to be able to get the matchups playing in Minnesota tonight. Hines is going to be able to have the last change. And the guy's name, escapes me, the coach of Vegas. I heard him today, and somebody asked him, how, you had some clicks going on with Willie, Jack, and Stone. Are you going to keep that line together? And he came out and he was like, we'll keep them together for as long as we can. But if it's not working, right, and that referring to the last change, if we have to switch it up, we'll have to switch it up. For a line that was clicking and was able to put the puck in the net, and for you not to possibly not have the ability to put them out there, I don't know. I mean, who said it before that Kirill and Boldy are just unstoppable? Alex, right? I mean, they just can't be contained. I mean, they're going to give everything that they have getting thrown to Vegas. And Hill has been shaky. So I don't know, man.
So one thing to take note of is the amount of shots Minnesota gets when they're at home, right? They played 5 games now, 3 of them in Vegas. They cracked 22 shots 0 times on the road. They had 22 shots in their last game. The other 2 games have been under. Now, at home, 32 and 31. Sure, there was an extra frame in there for overtime, but that's fine. So this is a team that can play at home. It's, the hockey state for a reason. And fans waited a long time for Minnesota to be at this level. And it's going to be a tough place for Vegas to come in and take care of the business. They say the hardest one to win is the last one. Sure, put that on a fucking bumper sticker. It means whatever that means. At the end of the day, it's tough to go into another barn and win, especially with Adin Hill being very hit and miss. I have concerns for him. So if Vegas wants to take care of business, Adin Hill needs to step up. Adin Hill needs to be, probably the best player on Vegas. And he hasn't shown that in this series. Gustafsson has seen a lot of rubber, and he's done what I thought is a very good job of keeping his team in the game. So, I tip my cap to him. But how healthy is he? What really happened last game in Vegas? So these are all things you need to consider when you're leaning one way or the other. Like, okay, he left the third period. It's not like they were getting blown out. Like at that point, I think it was a 2-2 game. And it's not like, well, I'm not feeling great. My groin's a little tight. We're down by 4. Can we send Fleury in? That wasn't the case. So obviously something serious must have went on to keep him from finishing that game. So that part concerns me a little bit. But I mean, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be an exciting game to watch. I'll be definitely tuning into this one too, because there's a lot of scoring, high energy games in Minnesota. It's gonna be a good game.
Rob Whitaker wants to know what odds of going to OT is plus 300, and I don't think that's a terrible look.
No,
this is not going to be a 6-3. I don't foresee this being a 6-3 Minnesota victory here, or even for Vegas on the other side. I think this is going to be tight. I think goals are going to get scored. It's going to be a very physical game. They're going to get put to the test. I plus 300 to go see OT. When what was it, the last 2 or 2 of 3 went to OT?
The last 2 went to OT. The last 10 games these teams have played, it's gone to OT only 3 times. But I get it; it's the playoffs; it's a little bit different. But I was expecting more overtime games to begin with in this first series, not even just in this series, but all series. And there wasn't. I expected, the Tampa, Florida series to be a little tighter, maybe a couple OT games there. But this seems to be one of those series that every game is close. And if it's not going to OT, it's getting, polished up with 5-6 minutes left. Like you're right there. So at plus 300, why not? Why not? Why won't this go to OT? Especially Minnesota at home. Even if Vegas wins, I can't see them winning, 4-2 on the road. Right? I can see a 4-3 win or a 5-4 win or one of those, but I just don't see it. So you know what? Throw a little money on it. I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong.
Gary's asking if, I guess he's got an alt line here, over 4.5. I'm assuming you're definitely talking about the game total, and the Wild plus 1.5, only at minus 115.
Yeah, well, that's because you're buying down a couple goals, right? So, yeah, I don't mind that. I just said I like the over at 5.5. So, and if the OT hits, well, there's both your legs checked right there. So, not a bad spot. I like those same game parlays where you can buy. Not everybody has those alternative lines available on their sports book. So I try to stay away from it because then I get a million messages saying, "Hey, I don't have that available on Hard Rock." And do you have something else? And that's tough. Like I get it. It's annoying, but it's a good bet. I like it.
All right, so we're looking at the over 5.5 in this game here. Do you project a winner in this? If I get to put the screws to you, who's winning this game? Are we going back to the fortress, or are we doing handshakes?
I think we're handshaking tonight. I think Minnesota is going to compete really well in this game, but I see just the experience of Vegas and their size and Gustafsson being so good for so long. Is he going to go 6 games in a row being really, really good, even though they're giving up quite a few goals? His save percentage is excellent, but I'm leaning the edge on Vegas to take care of business.
All right, making a move over here. We're going to the Rocky Mountain State. We're going to Colorado. Stars walking in with a 3-2 advantage. Absolutely shit pumped Colorado in game 5 after they got shit pumped in game 4. I mean, you want to talk about just a weird fucking series here, man. I know Colorado has the home ice, right? And they're 27, 12-4 in the regular season. I don't know how to get a read on this series. It's just flip-flopped so hard, and they're two great fucking teams. What do you see going down tonight?
I'm concerned for the Colorado goaltending. And again, he's been pretty good this series, but he doesn't have the playoff experience like Ottinger does, even though Ottinger is hot and cold.
Overrated.
He is a little bit overrated. I think he doesn't consistently perform. But right now they have Jake Ottinger's save total at 28.5.
They're expecting him to see some rubber, huh?
28.5. And you look at the reason why is the one game, the last game Colorado won 4-0. They had 48 shots for. But the game before that and the 2-1 loss, they only had 28. Okay, so you went up by, 20 shots difference? In one, are you actually thinking Dallas is going to come to the Mile High City and give up 48 shots again?
Analytics say, you never know. I mean, the Avs have outchanced the Stars 144-107, 5-on-5. I see. If there's an over-under on penalties, take Mason Marchment over. I think he's gotten 2 penalties in every single fucking game. It's going to be a weird fucking game for me, dude. And I can't wait to watch this one as well because you just don't know. I mean, do you see this being a blowout one side or the other, or do you think we're finally going to get a tight game here?
You got to expect Colorado is going to take care of business at home. You have to. Again, my concern is Mackenzie Blackwood. Do you actually trust him to not buckle under the pressure? Because this Dallas Star team, they're a good fucking team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know everybody's kind of written them off before the playoffs started, including myself a little bit. I did have Colorado winning the series in 6 or 7. But even without Robertson, they have found ways to win. And you know what? Fucking cat. Jesus Christ. It's concerning. I worry about Blackwood. And it kind of reminds me of last year when, who was it, Gorgiev? He just was terrible in net throughout certain stretches of that. It's like the Colorado's difficult of finding their Jake Ottinger, of their Hellebuck, their Markstrom. They just haven't found the answer in net. And I worry the lack of experience on Blackwood is going to result in Colorado paying the ultimate price, whether it's tonight or game 7. Obviously, the money's moving in on Colorado. Minus 200, I don't agree with that at all.
A big number.
Dallas plus 1.5, 100%. Lock that in, Bernsey, because Dallas wins in Colorado. You look at the rap sheet.
Yeah, they got a great record in Colorado.
Excellent record in Colorado. And they gave up 4-0 game last game. Blackwood was good, but it was all Colorado. He didn't even have to be that good because the puck possession time was through the roof for the Avs. So I'm expecting this to be an overtime game. So 100% Dallas plus 1.5 is the right play here because you're getting a great price for it. With Dallas's success on the road in Colorado, with Colorado the added pressure, Wedgwood, Blackwood, fuck, I did it again. Blackwood being a little shaky at times.
Wedgwood may see the goal tonight.
Yeah, it could happen. I doubt it, but it could happen. Dallas plus 1.5. Lock that one in.
Listen, it's tough to go against, a team that has Nate, right? It's tough to go against the team that has Makar on the back end. But Dallas is no slouch, dude. No slouch at all. And you know who got off the schneid Last game,
Mikko. Watch him score the OT winner. Just to stick it to them.
Just to fucking stick it. A guy who didn't want to be there anymore. A guy who's won a cup there. He knows what it takes.
He didn't want to leave Colorado.
Well, they weren't going to pay him, right? That's why they were out.
Well, yeah, but it was still, that didn't have to be decided then. That's the thing. Like, well, what if you would have like, hey, you know what? Let's talk about this, after the season.
Well, the narrative was, right, like you can't get paid more than Nate. And whether you want to argue Mikko is worth that or not, I think he wanted to get paid more than Nate. And I just think that they understood that we couldn't keep you. So if you want to look at like some revenge ass shit, I'm all about revenge. Let's go, brother. But Mikko's come on, right? And he's firing the fucking puck.
But here's the thing, though. It's not about being paid more than Nate. It's about getting paid at the right time. You're under contract. I think McKinnon's got 2 years left or something.
Something like that, yeah.
It is what it is. My contract's up for now. I'm worth this much. The cap's gone up. If I get paid more than Nate just because of the timing, who gives a fuck? What's the difference? You're making 10 million, 12 million. Even if he wasn't so selfish, and if you would have taken, the hometown discount, you could still be there. So, I mean, we don't know what happened in that GM room. And we'll never know, but I know he didn't want to go because a big part of Rantanen's success was because of Nate McKinnon.
Absolutely.
And Cale Makar. You feed me the puck from Cale Makar and Nate McKinnon, and I'm just going to pass it to you, and I'll take the apples all day because you're a goal scorer. So you sometimes then he goes to Carolina, does fuck all, goes to Dallas, does fuck all. Yeah, you're missing Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar. It's clear as shit. Colorado fucking dropped the ball on this 100%.
Well, he has found a cushy little spot over in Dallas on the number 1 power play unit. I mean, he's his countryman, Rupe Hintz, Granlund on the top line. He sees a ton of ice time. He's second in overall forward minutes for Dallas. He's been firing the fuck out of the puck. He's got 18 shots, 31 attempts. His line sitting for over shots is sitting at 2.5. And I love that. I love that tonight.
Just go to the ATM right now and make a cash withdrawal because that should be bank. That should be the easiest money you're going to find.
All right, last game tonight. We got the Kings and we got the Oilers. Now, this is basically 2 series wrapped into one. The Kings came out like gangbusters the first couple games of this series. They had the harmonicas out there, and they made Edmonton look old, right? They made them look slow. And then the series shift where it is tonight back to Edmonton. And Edmonton is now in control. You got Draisaitl, you got McJesus. Both have 10 points in this series. Listen, Darcy Kemper put on a fucking show last game, right? What do you have? 48 fucking shots he faced, or 480 shots that he faced.
Yeah.
I mean, the Kings are in trouble, brother. Do you think that they can save their season tonight?
Oh, man, that is a tough ask. Given their history with Edmonton over the last few years, playing in Edmonton, they've really done a job of putting a gun to their head. And, this is another one of those games where the Vegas is suggesting Kemper's going to get peppered. Right now, 27.5 is the save total for Kemper at minus 145. That's fucking a terrible price for a very high number, even though it's likely that Edmonton peppers them again because they just controlled the last 3 games. They went through stretches where there was some, it was some all LA, but don't get me wrong. This is an Edmonton team that has a chip on their shoulder. They have one thing in mind for this postseason, and that's getting back to the final dance. And if they do, I do not expect them to make a mistake. I mean, not that they really did. They pushed a game 7 and they lost 2-1. But they know what it tastes like. This is a very experienced team. Has Edmonton solved the goaltending issue with Calvin Pickard? Right now, his save total is only at 23.5, which is a little surprising to me given the fact that LA is a really good team and they're going to have to do a better job of getting pucks to the net. They only had 22 shots at home.
For a team that was just nothing but fucking gasoline in the beginning of this series.
Yeah.
Everything you took Kempe, you took Kuzmenko, you took everybody, all their overs, and they were hitting them. They're cashing them left, right, center, all over the place. And then it just dries up.
And you know what? The last game was the first game that the under actually cashed. So the over is 4-1 in this series. I'm sorry, but I'm going back to the over because I do not see Kemper able to sustain this amount of pressure, this amount of shots. I just don't see it. If Edmonton gets another 45 shots on net, Edmonton's going to win 6-2 or something stupid like that. So I really think Edmonton's going to be taking care of business at home. They definitely don't want to go get played by the Harmonicas in Game 7 in a really tough place to play as well because the Kings are really good at home. But they've also proved that they can beat them at home too. And, being the road dog in a series, you have to win on the road sooner or later. They did it. This is their chance to take care of business. I'm expecting McDavid and Draisaitl to be a big, big factor in this game. And again, it's going to come down to Mr. Calvin Pickard. If he can do the job, he doesn't need to be great. He just needs to be really good. They're going to take care of it. We're not getting a good line at, minus 180 for Edmonton, but I like the minus 180 a hell of a lot more than the minus 200 for Colorado. I'll tell you that.
Alex says he thought this would have been the year that the Kings take out the Oilers. I agree with you, dude. And yeah. I felt like a fucking genius after Game 2. But I don't feel very smart right now. I don't feel good about betting LA's chances tonight.
When Edmonton, the better team is leading the series. Simple as that. And even though we all thought this was time for McJesus to head out of round 1, I don't think it's going to be the case. And a lot of people worried about some offseason changes Edmonton made, moving a couple key pieces and getting some parts back that maybe didn't have as good of a regular season statistically. This is still a really good team. And Calvin Pickard has been the answer. And not that he's getting 40 shots a game and he's not putting up Kemper's numbers, but he hasn't needed to. Evan Bouchard even had a pretty good defensive game last game in LA. I think he only turned the puck over like 12 times a period instead of his usual 15. So, better game for Bouchard. I'm expecting him to be a big factor in tonight's play too. So you want to take a prop bet, get Bouchard on that card. Simple as that. Right now, his over-under on points is half a point at minus 170. That's not terrible.
I honestly thought that would be in the 200s.
It should be in the 200s. It should be. Edmonton's at home. He loves playing at home. He loves big spots. He's going to play 30 minutes of ice time. And if the over cashes, well, it's only going to cash if Bouchard is on the score sheet. Simple as that.
Listen, there's going to be power play opportunities tonight. Bouchard's on the back there. He's quarterbacking this thing, and he is not afraid to shoot. And his shot,
it's got a cannon.
It always hits the net.
Yeah.
Whether it catches somebody's shin pads or it goes top shelf, it always hits the net. Rarely does it miss. So, that's not too bad of a fucking number.
Look at Gary Potter just rolling the alt lines tonight. Oilers money line, Stars plus 2.5. Whew. That's even money? Really? No. That should be the fucking best bet of the night from Gary.
Shit, Gary. You can take my job, brother. You got a voice like me? Come on in.
Burns. Yeah, but does he look like you?
Nah, who does?
Yeah.
Who does? Come on now.
To answer your question, Legend, yes, the 2.5 shots was the Dallas game and Rantanen, considering he plays for Dallas. Yeah, you got it, buddy. All
right, guys, that's the four awesome fucking games that we have on tonight. I may be up till 3 o'clock in the morning. I may just DVR each one of them, watch them back to back to back to back. Wife's gonna hate me, but it's playoff hockey, baby. You gotta understand. This ain't about us. It's about hockey.
100%.
All right. Let's get to best bets. What do we like the mostest that we keep like?
The mostest, mimosas, yeah, whatever. I gotta go. I have to, because I believe in this team. I believe that it's more than likely plus money. Best bet, Leon Draisaitl anytime goal.
Yes, it is plus money. Here's what dry.
I think it's plus 125.
Butchering my man's name.
Yeah. Just Leon German.
Close enough.
Wow.
Leanne? That's his wife. His wife's going to get on the board. Leon Draisaitl, ATG. What are we looking at with that guy?
Plus 125.
Plus 125. I mean, it's him and McJesus, man. You know, if they get 10 points in these 5 games, why the fuck not, right? All right, Gary's all juiced up today. He wants that D-Gen parlay.
Ooh.
Right.
Why? Just so Burns could fucking ruin it again? I could loser.
I'm going to make sure Les cosigns all my bets just to make sure that
I even questioned your bet yesterday. When you said Kucherov, I was like, really? Really? He's going to magically find the magic wand?
Is there anybody more fucking dude?
No, that D-Gen parlay is all about sprinkling a little bit of change to get that plus 400 or whatever payout. It's just for fun. They're fun when they hit, but you're not broke if they don't. You don't want to count on parlays to carry your card, but I don't mind 2-leggers, but 4-leggers, you got to be smart when wagering on those. So Burnsy, you go first because I don't want to take one of yours. So there's no fucking excuses come tomorrow when you get one wrong again.
I'm going to handle the entire D-Gen parlay today with my Fab Four parlay.
Oh,
Willie Nylander under points, Tavares under points, Marner under assists, Matthews under goals, plus 1,100. No. I am playing that, though. I am 100% playing that. All right. 2 legs. My 2 legs. I'm going to start this off with Evander Kane. Evander Kane over 1.5 shots on goal. It took him a couple games to get into this series. My man is a wrecking crew out there. He's been aggressive offensively. He's got 14 shots in 3 games. I think he potted one last game, if I'm not mistaken, or was that the game before? But this is a playoff style guy. Evander Kane is back. He's in there. Lock it in over 1.5 shots on goal for Evander Kane. And I mentioned it before, and I like it so much, I'll say it twice. I'm dropping Mikko. Mikko Rantanen with an axe to grind over 2.5 shots on goal. So that's 2 shot props. Evander Kane over 1.5. Mikko over 2.5. Cash my legs. Done.
Legend says, "Don't fuck us, Burnsy." My man, Les, save us.
Go fuck yourselves, guys. All right, fine. Take your 2 legs. I'll take my 2 legs. You take your 2 legs.
All right. Are you ready?
Give me the surefire hitters. Nobody likes mine.
Okay. I had mine locked in. I had mine locked in before the show started. Without even
looking. I stole both of them? I just took both of them?
No, definitely not. But now one of these is plus money. So this could be a massive parlay if this hits.
So I didn't say this. So was mine.
Which one was plus money? The shots?
I had Kane over 1.5 shots. H-Town said it got pushed to 2.5. I don't know if that changed while we were recording.
I gotta go with.
Keep going.
plus 100, even money. Nathan McKinnon over 4.5 shots. The guy had 7 last game. He had 7, 4, 9, 4, 7, 6, 7. That's what his last 6 games have looked like. He's hitting it 80% of the time, and Colorado has got their back against the wall. If anybody's going to be ripping the biscuit, it's going to be him. It's a high number, but it's even money, and he's done it time and time again. So why the fuck not?
We've said it before. We've hit it before. And I'm rolling with the trend.
Finally.
Last leg.
I need to check one more thing before I lock this one in, because there's feeling the pressure, because I need to make sure mine hit at least. Because I've been busting your nuts now for the last 2 days, and it's time that I make sure that
shooter's got to shoot, right? And Evander Kane is a fucking shooter. And not only is he going to go over 1.5, but he's going to go over 2.5, guys. Over 2.5 shots. The books are behind me. Let's go.
I'm going to take another plus money. This is the biggest DGen parlay yet. This guy had 6 shots last game. Very underrated. He's been quiet, but again, we're loving the Oilers tonight. Zach Hyman, over 2.5 shots, plus 120. Lock it in. This is going to be huge. This is going to be huge.
He did wake up last game. Over 2.5?
Over 2.5, Zach Hyman. He had 6 last game on the road.
Well, he got the Shaq special on TNT. Shaq Hyman was out.
Yeah, he was. He was. He didn't record a shot the last game at home, but he had 3 the game before that. And I think he's just getting going. I see him being a big part of this Edmonton team. If they go deep in the playoffs, he's going to be a big part of that. So
he has to.
100%. Especially if LA starts to get a little undisciplined, they're going to be, looking for Hyman in front to bang in a couple greasy ones like he's done so many times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He was so good in front of the net last year. And what did he put up? Like 52? I mean, he's definitely regressed a little bit. So I don't know, man. I mean, he's back. He's back. You got the TNT juice. You got the boost.
Yeah,
like it. I love it. You know, another one that I was kind of looking at, Les, and just tell me what you think about this, right? I was looking at Wyatt Johnson, and I know Wyatt Johnson has scored a lot of goals, right? He got that fluky one at the beginning, 9 seconds into game 5 over there. I was looking at his under 2.5 shots on goal. Game 1, he had 2 shots. Game 2, he had 5. Didn't register a shot in game 3. And then had 2 shots in game 4. What do you feel about a little lean on Wyatt Johnson under 2.5 shots on goal?
Well, I'll tell you what, the numbers suggest that he only hits the over about 20% of the time in his last 10 games going back into the regular season. So I'm saying there's about a 70 to 80% chance that the under hits here. Especially with the desperation of Colorado and how much they controlled the game in Colorado. They may only get 20, 22 shots this game. They might still win, but I don't see Dallas peppering 30-plus shots on Blackwood.
No, I think Colorado comes out. They know the task at hand. They're going to come out, and I think they're going to get things done. I like a lot of the home teams tonight. A lot of home teams tonight, especially that team north of the border. Love the 51st state's capital. Love it very much so. We'll see, buddies. We'll see.
One thing I do want to mention, Bernsey, I sent you this in the Telegram. If you can post that up. Every first of the month, I recap how the season has gone. And Bernsey, we finished April green again. Since October, we've had 3, 6, 7 months of completed hockey. We've had one red month out of all of that for the NHL VIP subscription. So if you want to get in on board, you can get the entire rest of the playoffs for $100 over in that Telegram. Make sure you stick to the units, and this is how we get it done. Okay, we print money over here. We've had another great year. We're up, I think, $70,000 or so, give or take. I got to run the report. I will be posting the full report in the Telegram. I be as transparent as possible. I tell you if we're up, if we're shit. You know how it is. If you guys have been here long enough, you guys already know. So everything is posted every month. I'm going to be posting that later. Bernsey, did we do the best bet?
Yeah, we did the best bet, did we not? We did. I'm looking back in the chat. Yeah, Draisaitl.
Yes. Okay. Sorry,
Yep,
I just
Draisaitl, ATG.
yes, right.
Leanne Draisaitl.
I just had a moment there. I thought we did, but nonetheless, I want you guys to go and check out the Telegram. We're gonna get more free picks posted in there. It's been tough because unless I see something I really love, I don't like giving out free picks for the sake of giving out free picks. I gotta genuinely believe in it, but I also need to prioritize the VIP subscribers. They get all the best picks, so we're making money here. You should too.
Danny, yeah, the unit sizes, that's all. It's a standard size that's under all the picks in the members channel. We have a nice little graphic there. So that's the standard unit size that we're using over here. All right, guys. Hell of a night in front of us. Enjoy the hockey. Make some money. Be smart with what you're doing. Oh, man, this guy is juiced. This guy is juiced and ready to roll. Can't wait for puck drop. 7 a.m. It's going to be flood and tears in Toronto tonight.
7 p.m., by the way.
I'm already ready for it. Like, let's just fucking. I wanted it last night. I don't know. I don't want it tonight. I wanted it last night.
Well, it's tonight. 4 hours away from puck drop. Go get yourself some popcorn, maybe a 6-pack of Tall Boys, some Bush. 6-pack of Bush will do it. Probably take the edge off. If you're a Leaf fan, you're probably drinking something a little fucking stronger than Bush. But nonetheless, get it in you. Have a great fucking night, and best of luck on all these great bets tonight.
All right, guys, I'll see you on the NBA show in about a half hour. We're going to have the Shark, Luke Shuey. For everybody over here at the good folks of Ylose.com, the Godfather, J.A. Cavalier, Coach Rick. Punchy's got a monster card upcoming this weekend. A little Canelo fight going on. I believe that's Saturday night. Neil Max got his soccer monster should be kicking off right now. Lots of stuff going on over here. Y'all enjoy the puck. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy. Have fun. Stay well. Later.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my life.